And I forgot to unmute myself. This is fine. This is a great, pro streamer and all that. But hello. It's not a real stream without any scuff, is it? Anyway, hello. Welcome to the first session of Soulbound. Well, first streamed session technically, but I don't know.
Yay!
Yay! Let's see. Well, before we dive into play, I have two little announcements. First of all, I am a bit sick, so if my voice cracks and I'm sniffly and everything, that's why. Second of all, one of our players is currently missing. Well, not missing, but like, not on screen. They will be here soon. They had some unforeseen delays. Anyway, before we dive into play, there's also like one more thing I want to do. I want everyone to introduce themselves and their characters. Or character, I don't know. Let's start with Tenchi, or Aurora, or whatever I should call you in this case.
Alright, yes, I am Tenchi, and I'm playing Aurora. She's a void primordial, which is all kinds of things to do with spacey stuff and reality bending. And she's a warlock dedicated to the planes, so say Master Lord Uramik. She's perfectly well adjusted and certainly not violent.
Sure. Okay, next. Soul.
Hello, I will be playing Dallas, the brawler juggernaut Dracona, and well, to be honest, he's fairly calm, almost emotionless most of the time, but he is fiercely loyal and protective to those he cares about. And all I can say about him really is there's more than meets the eye.
Uh-huh. Okay, and next up, Wally.
Hi, I'm Molly. I'm playing Zona, who is a Clank fungal mixed ancestry. The class is they are a guardian. They are a construction robot that has found themselves in the ethereal plane, or elemental planes rather. Sorry. That's found themselves in the elemental plane roughly 2 weeks ago. They do
Yep.
not know what is going on at all times, but they are trying their best to help out.
It's all
Yep.
normal.
And Fen, if you are able to unmute.
Hello, my name is Fen, and I'm playing Wen Wen. Wen Wen is a positive primordial. They are, of course, very happy and joyful all the time. They love dancing around. They're covered in bells, and they are a witch and have spent most of their life being sort of a mystic and advice giver for the underworld, sort of.
Ooh. And our missing player will probably be introduced later. But as for me, I am Mistel. I am the GM. I try to make sense of the mess that the players create and the mess that my brain creates, but we'll see how it goes. So, let's dive into our first, or technically fifth session, but we'll see how this goes, with a little recap of what happened before we got here.
Oh boy.
Before you all became the heroes of Emberside. You all found like this notice on like a bulletin board thing. Yeah, session 1.5, I guess. Yeah. You saw this notice on a bulletin board asking for help investigating missing people in the town of Emberside. A small, very small farming town in the elemental plane of fire, with only two really, well, maybe three notable locations. First of all, the location you found first, or went first at least, the Pepper Dust Inn, where you are currently staying as well. Second of all, Morrison's Pepper Farms. And third of all, the little market over here. And long story short, you found the missing people. They were underground in a weird hole dug by creatures that look like not quite crabs, not quite bugs, but you know, weird lobster bug creatures that spilled acid when you hit them hard enough, which is very fun, as you have discovered.
The tasty though.
It's fine.
Very tasty.
So tasty.
So tasty.
Tasty. But yeah, and
Sorry.
what else did I want to say? And after you rescued all of these missing people from the strange underground acid burrower lair, you found a doppelganger of one of the people you rescued. You fought them, but they escaped. Somehow. And after that, also I forgot to mention, several scorpions have been harmed in the process of leveling you up.
They were delicious.
No, not really. But several scorpions have been harmed in the process of this campaign so far. There will probably be more, considering they're a bit of an infestation over here.
Yay.
But yeah, you are now resting in the Pepper Dust Inn, staying the night or day or whatever time it may be, because time doesn't necessarily matter here, ironically enough. But yeah, we start off our little session with an important question.
Ooh.
Hmm?
Who of you decides
Oh.
to sleep? Who of you needs sleep? Primordials don't necessarily
Oh.
need sleep.
This is a good point.
Who needs sleep? Like, seriously, which of your characters need to sleep? Which of your characters choose to sleep?
Aurora definitely needs a lot of rest. Not necessarily sleep, but some meditation with her patron and some fixing up of her wounds, and her armor will have to be repaired later.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, you go
Okay,
ahead.
actually, no. You go, Fen. You go, Fen.
Oh, I don't think Wen takes rests very often, so they'll sit and watch people in the inn down below, but I don't think they're going to actually go to sleep.
Okay.
Dallas would go to a room by himself and try to relax and think about some of the things he potentially learned about earlier.
Mm-hmm. So, does Zona sleep? Oh, there's Darian.
Yep, I've been here.
Yay.
I popped in.
Yay.
Our rogue is here. Yippee!
Woo! Just in time.
Yeah, but
We
I
only
think
just started.
Zona doesn't really sleep. I think that the best way to say it is like they basically go into a low power mode essentially, like to basically work on well, not work on themselves, but like have their system reboot essentially, and just
Okay.
like that kind of stuff. Like I think they are still aware while they're doing it. It's the closest thing to sleep they have, though. They don't. Really sleep.
Okay. Well, there go my plans for cool dream sequence stuff.
Oh,
Aw.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
If you want.
Just kidding.
You can always... Aurora can definitely...
I was prepared for people not sleeping, but you know, it's still a question I wanted to ask in case.
Aurora can definitely get some shut eye. She's probably quite tired.
Okay. If you want to
Yeah, sure.
If you want me to give you your cool dream sequence, here we go.
Yay!
It's the character, so-
I want cool dreams.
I mean, whether it's cool is up to you, but we do have like this, like Aurora, when you're probably laying down in the bed and just closing your eyes, and you don't really sleep, because primordials don't necessarily sleep or dream, but you do see your usual, like your memories of your past life, of this life, any life you're able to remember. You vaguely see them flashing by, but one memory remains. The memory in which you are basically giving all your power, draining yourself of all your power to protect your friends from a horde of enemies. But something feels different this time, different from usual. It's like this is the memory of your death, but something feels off, something feels different from normal. You're free to
Yeah, I think
what's
I'm
the
gonna
word?
trash. I think I'm gonna trash the bed a bit at that.
Okay.
Feels. This is always wrong.
Yeah, something feels off.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna, just try to open my eyes, shut them again, and hope for better dreams, but it doesn't work, I suspect.
Yeah, there's no better dreams, but before you open your eyes, you see this flash of light. Like something was there, but it's not. Like a brief flash of white light.
I have no idea.
That's
what this
probably
means.
the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, probably just a nightmare.
I mean,
I'll try to.
this is like your death memory, so to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But something felt off, and why, you don't know. At least you might know if you want to make a roll for it. Sure.
Sure.
Let's see.
Knowledge?
Eeny, meeny. I want to say knowledge.
Alright.
No, wait, instinct is probably better now that I see it.
Alright.
Trust your senses, I guess.
I don't think we can modify this.
And well, it's fine. I put something in my personal.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Well, it's at least
Okay.
hopeful.
Oh, hold on. 15 with hope. Well, first of all, you gain a hope. Second of all, yeah. You can't quite place what is wrong, but there's definitely something. It felt like it was watching you. But when you're awake, you don't see much or anything different than before
Yeah.
you went to sleep.
Yeah, I go check out the room and behind the curtains and everything, out of the windows, just to check anything. When I don't see anything, I think I have to go downstairs and just try to walk it off. Maybe see if anyone's down there. Maybe see if Wen is there. She always has good ideas.
Is Wen there?
Oh, yes. I'm sitting downstairs in kind of a corner table.
So you see Aurora coming down, pretty ragged, still beaten up from last session, and but also just looking tired and a bit panicked. When?
Hmm?
Did you see anyone moving up to my room?
No, it's honestly not that busy here. No one went upstairs.
I just had my memories again, but I felt something watching me.
Well,
But
let me see if I can do anything about that. I will pull out my little talisman, Bellamy, the bell that's alive.
Yeah.
And I will give you a tethered talisman for the day, which, let's see, that makes it so that you can reduce the number of hit points you mark by 1.
Ooh.
all right. Ooh.
Oh,
See,
I wish I knew what that thing did last session.
Let's see.
Or at
I
least
don't
the
know
session
how
beforehand.
to attach it to a specific person
Um,
because I tried targeting and it didn't do it.
give me a moment. How does this work? I'm gonna try something. It doesn't work. Okay, good.
Okay, you can use it.
Well,
once.
not good, but it doesn't work.
Let's an extra hit point. That's
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
feels better.
Little Bellamy will ride in your pocket.
But actually, would you be able to make another one since you did give one to Dallas?
I don't have to. It just kind of disappears, or like it
Okay.
stops being attached to you after a rest.
Yeah, you can't create a new one until the old one has been used, it says.
Yeah, it's
Has the
always
old one
Bellamy
been
though.
used?
My little familiar thing.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll probably have to keep note of or keep track of that yourselves because I can't figure out how to make it work.
I sent it in
That's right.
chat, so you can just remember that
Yeah.
it's something you can do.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a moment. Apologies for that. I had to cough a bit. Because I am still sick. I don't like it, but I wanted to GM, so here I am. Anyway. So, does Akikaze sleep?
Aki would just be resting. He's used to long periods of time with downtime, just relaxing.
Okay, yeah. No cool dream sequence for you.
Nope.
Just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah. So time goes by, you wake up eventually, or well, feel rested, I guess. You don't wake up if you don't sleep, so yeah. Wenwen and Aurora would probably see like several people come in, several people leave over the time that they spend in like the main area of the inn.
Mhm.
There's one person talking to Effie at some point, and Effie will point at you two for a moment during this conversation, but more like as if I don't know. You could probably guess that they're talking about you
Mm,
to this new person who has come in.
right. I'll check them out. Do they look like good people, bad people? Could they be fake Morrison?
I mean, anyone could be fake Morrison at this point,
True,
but
that's true.
Should we
yeah,
have spoken to Effie about that?
I don't know. Have you spoken to Effie about that? We can
No.
make a little
Maybe
flashback
we
about
should.
that.
Don't know if we have. We should probably bring it up.
Don't think we did.
Yeah.
I didn't because I barely saw it.
I didn't really see him either. We should wait until the others are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, the person Effie is talking to is let's see, a dwarven woman with long black hair and a full braided beard. She is I don't know, she's just talking to Effie. They seem not quite friends, but definitely friendly acquaintances from the way they speak to one another, or at least from what you can get. Can guess. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they are. Yeah.
Are they paying a lot
They're
of
just
attention to us,
talking.
or is it just in passing?
In passing, they, like, Effie will gesture or point at you, like, yeah, those people. Something like that is probably what you can guess is what they would say.
Yeah.
Effie seems. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think we should wait to talk to them until we have the witnesses of not Morrison.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'll get back to my chair.
Okay.
It's just stretching my legs.
Okay. So, what do the others do? Where do you go? Where are you staying?
After a long period of time, if we're all said and done with the rest, Aki would not like to be sitting around after a while. He'd get up and begin to walk.
Okay.
So he'd leave his room and just head out to the table area.
Okay.
He would see Aurora and Wen and have a seat near or with them at the table.
Okay.
Hey, Aki. How you doing?
Rested.
Ah, good.
Good.
You deserved it.
Oh, how about you guys?
Ah, had some memories. Bad dream.
Oh,
Felt like someone was watching me.
I mean,
Weird.
we did have a doppelganger just disappear randomly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't see anyone around, so I did check everywhere. But yeah, I figured that get some company.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to do in that instance.
We saw some Effie talking to someone at the bar, and they were pointing at us. I was thinking maybe we should talk to her about the not Morrison that you saw.
That probably would be best. Keep everybody on high alert that there is a possible doppelganger running around.
Yeah,
Unless it's Effie.
you saw him, right? You can describe him best.
Absolutely.
I mean, to your knowledge, it just looks exactly like Morrison. It just didn't feel like Morrison, if that makes sense. The vibes were not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But appearance-wise, they would look exactly the same.
Well, let's saunter up to the bar.
Yeah.
When one's gonna, bounce over to the dwarf and be like, "Hi, I love your beard."
Thank you. Was talking to Effie over here, and they told me that you're like the new big heroes of this town, and I would love to hear more about your stories. But before that, I was wondering, had like a little, well, I don't want to ask you a favor before doing anything myself, but I was wondering if you could help me with something, maybe. There have been some strange things happening in town since I got here. Maybe before that as well, I don't know. She just shrugs and shakes her head like a bit confusedly, I guess.
Rory's ears perk up. Strange things, you say? Strange things? Tennis.
Well,
Too heavy, I can't carry it. It's too heavy.
what was that? Who was that?
I don't
I
know.
heard a voice, but I don't know where it came from.
I think it was in the background.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I see. Well, before I tell you about the problems I've been dealing with, let me introduce myself. I am Katria Greattail, and I'm a little bit of a merchant, jeweler, sometimes even using a little bit of magic for my craft. But can't really do my craft if my stuff gets stolen all the time.
I see. My name is Aurora. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, yeah. She looks at your I don't know how to explain. Like looks at your tattoos, markings, whatever they are,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, nice. And you can see like she also has like not quite the same style of marking or tattoo. She has like one of her arms is like covered in like almost embedded gemstones in her skin. Basically, they're like
Oh.
gemstones
Ooh.
that are like basically it looks like they're embedded in her skin, like they would be embedded in a piece of jewelry, but it's just in her arm. Like part of her upper arm is like fully covered in like gemstone like jewelry, I guess is the closest thing to like body modification jewelry.
That's very
That's cool.
shiny.
Yeah, and I
You did
think
that yourself?
at
Some of it.
That's fine.
Others were done by other like dwarves and some earth primordials too. They also know how to make their cool
Of,
stuff.
of course, of course.
and at this point, Dallas wouldn't have left his room to go to the main area.
Okay.
And as he's walking by, he'll stand around, see where Aki's sitting, and then just head over there.
Okay.
Is Aki with us?
Aki was with you, I think. I'm not sure. There he just unmuted.
Yeah, no, sorry. Dealing with something in the background here. But no, Aki
Oh,
was
boy.
with them.
Right? So at the bar. I assume Aki was doing the main talk with Effie. Explaining
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah, at this point, Aki has been explaining to Effie that there was a doppelganger of Morrison that got away from us, but was definitely a shady character, and just being careful about it.
The muddled primordial Effie, they will look at you like almost like with a what doppelganger? Oh, oh, oh no.
I would assume Dallas would have probably heard at least like the tail end of that.
Yeah,
At least most of it.
probably.
She
Yeah.
sounds familiar with such a thing.
Yeah. Dallas would then up and said, yeah, they had a familiar feeling to somebody from the guild, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's not good. They
Has it happened before?
not here, but uh, yeah. I don't know. It hasn't necessarily happened before, but it's. I had a feeling the guild was up to something here. I wonder what they want, though. It's just. Morrison's peppers aren't even that good. Don't tell Morrison though.
Everybody's dogging on
Damn.
peppers.
Damn.
Look, I may like be the person who has to cook with them, but they're not. There's better peppers out there. Not in this plane though.
You mentioned the guild. You've seen them around here? What are they up to?
Well, seen is not quite the right word. I've had my suspicions based on some activity, I guess. I don't want to confront them. Just a simple innkeeper, I can't. I mean, I can fight, but I don't want to get in their way, if you know what I mean. I'm
Or
not
just
the
gonna-
guild?
I'm not the right person to go into conflict with these mages.
Mhm.
Well,
mage
maybe
guilds?
we are, and Aurora's gonna grip her hammer a bit more tightly.
Good luck. That's all.
So,
That's all Effie says for now. Meanwhile, Katria
the
looks at you with
guild?
like Katria looks at you like, oh, I also don't know what the guild is. And also, out of character, I guess. I want to say everyone except for Zona would know who the guild are.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
no.
guild-
Yeah. No.
The guild is formerly known as the Guild of Mages. They are basically in Aether Eternius as a webcomic. They're basically the big bad evil guys. They are a group of people who want to claim all magic in the elemental planes for themselves, so to
Okay.
say, to very overly simplify their goal. They are not nice people, even if they pretend to be nice people. Sometimes they're not,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about all I can say without spoiling anything.
that's right.
Woohoo.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I could say more without spoiling, but that's just going into the
I
into an
will-
info
I will
dump, and we
say-
don't want that.
Yeah. I will say that by this point, Zona has basically has basically rebooted and is came down a little while after Dallas.
Yeah.
So they are there now, and is confused as to why everyone's at the bar, and walks over.
Zona's here. Full party. Zona, we might have a problem here. Have you ever heard
Oh?
of the Mages Guild?
Let's see. No, I have not. I only got here like two weeks ago. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, short recap. They're bad guys. If you see them, kill them on sight. Yeah, they've been spotted here around.
Oh, I see.
Like, bad guys.
Oh,
Yeah, that doppelganger we seen yesterday was likely related to them.
That makes sense.
impersonation is a serious crime.
It really is.
Good to know.
Effie just stares at you
Zona
and
doesn't.
is like, yeah, it really is. They say, like, with, like, a very grumpy, serious but grumpy expression on their face.
Thank you, Darian.
I'm gonna take a look at Effie. Did she give us all the information she has, or is she holding a lot back? Perhaps out of fear.
Let's see. Roll something. Let's go with instinct.
What? Check. Yeah, I got nothing to help with it. For now. Ooh.
Oh.
Here though, that's 19.
Ooh.
Ooh, both fear.
You
Oh boy.
get the idea she is holding something back, but you know you're not. At least you have also have the suspicion that if you keep asking about it, it's not gonna make anything better.
Hmm.
And also, are you sure it's a good idea to talk about these things in the more or less public space that is the inn?
Well, as far as I know, there's currently nobody except for us, but
There are some
we
other
should keep
people
an eye on
there.
the door.
There's also
Okay,
other
then.
people. You're just standing at the bar. There's other people who come in for
Okay, I thought
breakfast,
we were.
lunch,
Yeah,
dinner, whatever.
then we'll keep our voices hushed, at least when others are on earshot.
You
Also, we'll
see, you see
probably
some.
because yeah. So go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say we probably at some point said it a bit too loudly, and at that point I will check if anybody is paying particular attention in the.
Well, let's see. You do get like the vibe of people watching you. Different from the other vibe you got.
Well,
But, where is it? Let's just say that some NPCs you have met before, where are they? Eric, the potion merchant from the elemental plane of matter, is watching you with, like, a bit of a weird, like, raised eyebrow type look.
hmm. Not just
While
the
he just sits, like, a few tables over. Like, a few tables away from you and, like, sips I don't know what drink, but, you know, some weird drink that's probably either made of real blood from matter stuff. Maybe it's some kind of cocktail, who knows? You don't. Drinks in elemental planes are weird. It may be alcoholic, but he doesn't care. Primordials are
Alcohol, it
immune
could
to
be a Bloody
alcohol.
Mary.
It could be, but with real blood.
Delicious.
Yeah, but, yeah. I mean, fun fact, primordials are immune to alcohol. In the sense
hey.
of that they do not have internal organs. So,
Can they become drunk?
if they want to, I guess. If they choose
can
to.
decide. They can decide.
Yeah.
Like, do I have a liver today? Hmm.
Do you want to have a liver
Oh,
today?
Let me. I think I'll. I think I will manifest a liver today. Some
one kind of
random
elemental who can
primordial
always
about to
be
get
drunk.
their shit.
One kind of elemental can always be drunk, and that's water elementals.
Do not
Yeah, they can
drink
turn
the
into
element, the water primordials.
Can
Don't
you?
drink
Can you?
water primordials.
Look, 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 look.
No.
Let me
All
try
right.
That gets into some very either terrifying or either terrifying or kind of horny implications if you drink a water elemental. Is all I'm gonna say.
Concern.
Depending on your preference.
I don't want either of them. Do not
No, I
drink
know, I
the
know.
water primordials.
Do not
Anyway.
drink
Do
the
not-
water elemental.
Do not
Anyway,
the water.
I'll turn to
You
Dennis.
might get issues with Glacier, aka the Water Lord, aka big bad mob boss. Well, not that big, but definitely a mob boss.
One's now her mission is to drink water from morning.
Does one even have a mouth?
That's something you'll have to wait to find out.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Do not murder fellow primordials.
Man.
Or do. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do.
Oh, it's
You're
not like
the-
a full murder. It's just like a little sip.
Do not
Okay.
drink primordial.
I'll have to make note of this.
If I had a nickel for having the water-themed character being a mob boss of some point in my TTRPG, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a
That's
lot,
true.
but it's weird that it happened twice. No,
Eh.
this one and then other bug game I'm in, there's a little water flea that is a mob boss named Laguna.
Nice.
Nice.
So it's funny though. I love it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I did not make up Glacia. Glacia exists in Aether Eternius canon.
Yippee!
All right,
But yeah,
back on topic.
back
Right,
on
so,
topic indeed.
Dallas,
Yes,
you had. I'll keep this quiet. You had sensed something weird about that doppelganger, right?
indeed I did.
Like you smelled. Mind coming with me? And I'm gonna drag him up and go sit with Eric to discuss how amazing his potion was.
I'm just remembering something. Didn't at the train station when sensed something weird kind of watching, right?
Yes.
I think that I would have mentioned that too.
Okay. Yeah,
Names are
you
not happening. Aurora.
All right, thanks.
you have occasionally felt something or someone watching you. Most of you have, since in the past few days at least. But Aurora felt it most recently.
I think we're gonna
And
at least check out whether Eric, whether Dallas can sniff anything of him. I mean, merchants
Okay.
can always be from somewhere else. Not likely to be a meta primordial, but if it can disguise as anything, he did
I don't know.
give us that look.
You don't know. We don't know. We'll figure out.
We'll see.
Eric, how do I put it? How do you, what do you say to them?
Hey, Eric, right? You're the potion
Yes.
guy who got us that. It really works. Really amazing. We had pretty hard fight, and yeah, that worked out pretty well. Listen, everybody. Here's the guy. Yeah,
Okay.
acting a bit drunk,
Okay.
but yeah, just talking very
Eric is
loudly
just a
about
bit,
it.
little bit confused, but they appreciate your effort in promoting their potions, I guess.
Uh-huh. Let's try a bit of small talk, like, so how do you make them? Is it hard?
Secret
Do you have special
recipe.
ingredients? Of course.
Secret recipe, secret recipe. Look, what? I appreciate you trying to return the favor, but what do you want?
Just, we had a deal that we would promote it a bit, and seemed like as good as any time. We're a bit of heroes now, so people will be grateful to you as well, of course.
They better be. I'm the one who gave you your potions.
Uh-huh.
And they, grin, kind of smugly. Well, before taking another sip of their probably bloody Mary, I guess.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you again, and, big thanks.
Well, thank you. And he
And that's the
just, yeah, they just sit there, look at you, squint at you for a moment, squint at Dallas for a moment.
And then they probably notice the potion that's still on Dallas's belt.
Yeah.
Oh, did we not use it?
No,
I didn't
it's a
use
charm
it.
potion.
You got several potions,
poison,
but I don't think they were
Oh, yeah, we
used.
got several yet.
You got a few,
Yeah,
but I don't
I'm
think
pretty
you
sure
used
about
any
it.
of them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I thought we used one, but I could be mistaken.
Yeah, but not one from Eric, if I remember correctly.
Oh well.
She doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. Unless Dun, dun,
Unless,
dun.
oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
Let's
Doesn't mean we
see.
can't be
What can I do?
grateful.
What kind of secret GM things can I do?
Oh dear.
Don't let him uncover our lies.
Squint. Nah. They'll just look at the potion on Dallas's belt, and they'll just take another sip of their drink and continue to just look around the inn. Probably trying to find more customers now that you have promoted their great potion creation stuff.
I kind of forgot that we'd promised to do that, so.
also,
Good
did
thing
Aurora
you
like just
remembered.
grab Dallas by the hand and just drag him over?
Yeah, basically. But she told him up front, like, you know, this guy is
Grabbed
looking.
grabbed him by his horn.
Well, she
Ow.
can't reach the horns, so.
Oh wait, she's short.
Yes.
Wait, she's too short for
She
that.
basically reaches up all the way up to grab his pinky and just drags him along like a little child, putting along daddy. But yeah, she
Yeah.
would have told him, like, this guy looks sus, and do you pick up anything from him?
Oh wait, from from
From Eric, the potion
Eric?
seller.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So if that I didn't. That's the case. So that was the case. Dallas sort of basically just tried to do a kind of see if they can feel anything off about them during that time. Then.
I guess that would be another instinct roll. So many instinct rolls today.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Act on instincts.
You don't necessarily notice anything different from previous encounters with this potion merchant. But, you know, I mean, maybe they're wearing a different jacket today, who knows?
Right.
There's not really anything different, but maybe some, you know, maybe the frills on their jacket are a different color today. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, so just don't
I
really
guess I'm just...
notice anything then.
There's nothing really. Maybe they've done something new with their hair. As far as they have hair. Their hair is like little. Like. Looks like cornrows at first sight, but when you look closer, they're actually just. Like. A spine. Several spines that grow from their head and that are just curved along their head. Like. Yeah. Cornrow hairstyle.
Ooh.
Well, I guess I
But
was just
yeah.
being paranoid.
There's nothing is wrong with Eric as far as you can tell. As far as
Alright,
wrong
then.
the right word would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing awful
Well,
about them.
yeah, should we get out of this town if there's some dangerous people coming, or should we like try to help them?
If there's major skills, and we can fight them. We got a good group right now.
Yeah.
Look,
But,
fight the
ideally,
individuals, certainly not the entire guild.
Yeah. Ideally, I would not want the townsfolk to come to harm after we had just put in so much effort getting them to safety.
That's true.
It feels like it would be a disservice if we helped so many of them escape the caves, only to then leave as soon as more danger appears.
I like the way you think, Soda.
It just makes sense.
What do you think, Aki?
I do agree. I mean, I still feel a kind of unease at the fact that the doppelganger got away. I don't feel like the town is fully safe yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, considering they just disappeared, that's certainly unnerving.
Just a bit.
All right.
All right.
Also, was that
So-
like watching presence mentioned to Dallas yet?
I don't know.
Seeing as it's a bit more bustling right now, I probably just wait until we're have at least a bit more privacy then. Anything more we can do in the inn?
You could order some food, order a drink, chat with
Of
the
course.
locals,
Yeah.
try and figure out what happened to Katria's missing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We should ask Katria a bit more.
So, her missing stuff? I don't remember that.
Yeah, she. Yeah, if you ask about it, if you ask her about it, she would respond with like something like, "Oh, yeah, as I mentioned, some of my wares have gone missing, and I don't think I sold them because then I would know." So
What kind of wear?
yeah, jewelry, some enchanted, some regular.
Okay.
But yeah, I make jewelry and sometimes I decide to put some enchantments in and sometimes I don't. But details later. Some of my recent creations, a necklace with like a pretty large pink gemstone in it. It just vanished into thin air. Maybe it didn't, maybe not, but it looked like it. Looked like it did. Somebody must have stolen it while I wasn't looking. That's at least what I hope, and not that somebody actually made it vanish. Yeah.
All right then.
So, yeah.
I guess we would have to figure out who might have stolen something like that.
Yeah, there wasn't an enchantment on it, I think. It was just a regular necklace, but it still contained like an expensive gem that I would prefer to at least be paid for in one way or another.
Okay.
Where did you last see the necklace?
Like a few days ago I was at the local market. Like somewhere over there. And I looked away, I looked back, it was gone. Nobody was at my stall in that time, so I don't think. Well, whoever stole it must have been either invisible or very sneaky. Or both. I don't know.
Could be a coincidence, but there's not a lifetime, so might be a lead.
Could be.
If you want to help me, that would be great. I would prefer to. I mean, if any of you want the necklace, I'd be willing to give it to you if you can retrieve it. But if not, you don't want it, I would still prefer to have it back at some point. Preferably anytime soon. Well, very soon. I don't want my stolen necklace to be gone forever, because it's my necklace. Doesn't belong to whoever took it.
Uh-huh.
All right then.
We'll keep an eye out. Hopefully we can dig something up.
Okay. So, how would we go about finding that? Let's see. I suppose we could like search the market or something.
We first start. Maybe check for footprints, stuff like that. Usual detective stuff.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, given that the merchants aren't here, we'd have a bit of privacy to chat through a few things.
Let's see. Would what's that? Words not happening in my brain.
Understandable.
Like, wouldn't it have been too long ago for like footprints?
I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good
Did
point.
Katrina say when it was stolen?
I think a few days ago is what I
Few
just
days ago.
said. So
Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Well, it's a dry area, so who knows? And whiffs of
Well, it
magic, maybe
was
you can. Huh?
done a few days ago. Someone could have just walked into town and left
Yep.
eventually.
Yep,
Yeah.
that could
So
also
they
be
might
a
already be
thing.
gone.
I suppose I could ask the spirits.
You could
That's a
commune with
good
the
option.
spirits, indeed. Where did I can find
You guys-
the pink gemstone necklace?
We can go to her. If we go to her shop, I can ask the spirits if they have any ideas.
Good idea.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll go over there. Sorry, it's not letting me. Okay,
Da da da.
we're gonna walk through those walls.
It's fine.
Just T-pose, no clipping.
All right. I shall commune with the spirits to see if they saw anyone steal something.
Okay.
D6.
Check the necklace.
Okay, I guess it doesn't roll it. Hang on. There we go.
Okay, a
Oh,
3.
Zona, you joining us over here?
So let's see. That's a
Oh crap! Ah!
flavor
Oh
scent
yeah, through the wall.
potion relevant to answer.
Okay.
I-
You feel something cold. Not quite cold as in very cold for this plane, because this plane is always, it's a plane of fire. It's always warm. But you feel like being in a pleasant, or maybe not pleasant shadow despite all of this. It feels like, you know, when it's a hot summer day, you finally reach this little patch of shadows where it's
Mhm.
slightly less hot. That's what you feel. As
Now
if
to
you're
figure out
stepping into
how
the
it-
shadows,
I'll tell that
basically.
to everyone else.
All right,
Now
so
we have
we're
to
looking
figure out what that
for-
means.
So we're looking for a really cool guy.
Yep,
Could it be
yeah,
me?
that's
Or perhaps a shady individual.
That's true. That's true.
it's possible. It's
There's
possible.
an
That narrows
Aki.
it down so much.
At this point, I'll also inform the others of the dream and someone watching me.
Yeah. I mean, Aurora, you definitely know what it's like to feel like you're being watched, especially by your patron. But
Yeah.
this, you know, this was not your patron.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
say it.
and
Let
as
me.
you say that, Dallas kind of just stares down at Aki a bit.
I'm just gonna look right back up and just look right back away quickly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that feeling would be coming from me.
Mm-hmm.
You?
Huh?
How?
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's part of what I am.
Dun, dun, dun.
A dragon?
Not exactly.
Wait.
Then
Is that normal for your species?
Well, I'm not exactly a Dracona in that normal sense. But though partially I am. Not physically, though.
What's going on here, Dallas?
Which setting hear what you said?
you
Sorry?
said what's going on here. You said what's
Wait,
going
what?
on here, right?
Yeah, what's going on here, Dallas? Are you hiding something from us?
Not
Is
exactly. I just don't.
Dallas
really-
the doppelganger?
Well,
No, just kidding.
No.
He
Sorry.
he fought. He fought. It shouldn't.
You don't know that might be a doppelganger
saw
of the
them together.
doppelganger.
He got replaced in his sleep.
I'm sorry. Sorry for derailing. Go ahead. I had to say it. Sorry.
Yeah, it must be
It's
good. It must be good.
not exactly that I hide it. I just prefer not to speak about what I am.
Isn't that hiding?
Oh. Zona, I never know how to describe their expression. I guess I don't know what their eyes, but their eyes are actually like big and round, like with understanding, I suppose. Oh, Dallas, I completely understand. Actually, there is parts of there are parts of me that I also would rather others people not know about, that are not part of my initial design. Let's say. So Zona puts a metal hand on Dallas's shoulder. I understand.
Thank you, Zana.
All right, just gonna ask both of you
I'm-
this once. Does either of you have anything to do with the guild? And I'm gonna
Mm.
use an ability for this.
I
Very suspicious.
they both start talking at the same time. Oh. Well, I barely know what the guild is, first of all. And also, I, again, came here about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. I have not been here for very long. How would I have any connection to... How would I have any, like, connection specifically to this evil group of mages?
Okay, hold on. Let me figure out how
Neither of them seem
player
very
versus player
natural.
casting things works.
Sorry for that.
Let me check. It's a very good idea, but
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Zona Truth our ass, do it.
yeah.
I remember fuck right now.
How does this work again? I looked at this earlier and then I didn't. Give me a moment while I look it up.
Since it says only one target, I think I would cast it at Dallas once. Zoda is already just rattling off.
Okay, just
Yeah.
give me a moment while I figure out where the player versus player rules are again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, Zona doesn't fucking like what do you mean?
Yeah.
Zona's so like why are you suspicious of me?
Uh
You know I just got here.
huh. Well,
Uh,
yeah. Well, the Mages
Constructs
Guild
aren't like
might have
as
just
far as I
got
know
me.
as far as I know, rope like constructs like Zona don't fucking exist in the elemental planes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, considering
Not
electronics
quite.
aren't really supposed to work in the planes.
Like electronics are. I mean, Zona is like a magical construct, but like still,
yeah, I want to say
Like,
magical
things-
constructs work.
yeah.
Just
But like
for
things like Zona are very rare here. Why
Yeah.
would Zona?
Well,
I mean, you
the thing
don't
is,
know.
I'm not particularly concerned about things from the
no,
elemental planes.
I
so...
don't know.
the
Yeah, no,
thing
Zona
is,
doesn't know.
okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Attack roll, any other kind of roll. Okay. where is it?
Yeah,
Dallas
for complicated
should
things.
make a reaction roll. Not sure.
Oh.
Let's say, what's the word?
Presence,
Presence.
maybe?
Presence is probably the best way of putting it.
Yeah,
Okay, this is probably a good time to then use this then. Steel Resolve,
Oh.
Ooh, boy.
which is one of his
Boy.
experiences.
Remember, using an experience costs a hope.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you got a
23.
hope back, so yeah. Actually, no, you don't, because it's a reaction roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not a success. As in,
Alright.
Aurora's roll was not successful.
Yeah.
But still, Alice, like, it's this
I
actual,
think-
this fairly serious look in his eye. Says, I would rather die than be associated with the guild.
Oh, that's good.
I do not trust them in the slightest.
Well, that's
Anytime I
just
see one of them, they
good.
always feel like they're lying.
Ah, I'm sorry. I should not have questioned you. I'm just a bit. I think I'm a bit paranoid today. I'm sorry.
Alice Tom's just, it's fine considering it's the guild. It's understandable to be suspicious.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
you got any more vibes from this place? Any more feelings?
Just the shadows and the cool. So doesn't feel underground today.
Indeed, it does not feel underground.
Okay.
The spirits are mysterious in their ways.
Yeah. It was a good try there. I'll guess we'll start looking around the stall as well. If there, just in case there's anything like special footprints, signs of maybe used magic or something. Might have been an invisibility effect. I don't know if that leaves any traces.
Hmm. See. I mean, so it felt cooler than it does here mostly. So I mean, could that mean that they're no longer in this plane?
Could mean many things.
Oh my
Could mean they're above.
god.
Could mean that they're
mean,
a
you-
water elemental.
Could mean that they're a
Yeah.
void elemental.
That's true.
This void is also like space and shadow and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Could mean that they're a wind elemental. Wind is... A breeze can be chilly.
Hmm.
I will be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Must
Now we
ponder.
may scheme.
Now we
Kick
ski.
them out. Kick them out.
I'm gonna take over the stall.
You know I can still hear you, right?
No!
Cut.
You were discovered.
I just, had to mute myself to evacuate the snot out of my nose.
Thank you for the information.
So,
Evacuate the nasal dance floor.
yeah, exactly.
Dance floor.
Because there's enough boogie up in there to keep everybody going.
Uh-huh.
Booger boogie. Anyway, what's Aurora doing up there?
Oh no, I just figured that while you were gone, I could take over the stall, but
How dare
I
you?
guess I didn't get the opportunity. But I would be checking for, if there's any clues left behind. Really not sure what to look for, but especially maybe some magical vibes like invisibility potions, any lingering effects of it.
That guy did have an invisibility potion, didn't he?
I
You
don't
did get
know.
one from Eric, didn't you?
I don't think it was an invisibility potion. I don't remember what I gave you, but I don't think it was invisibility.
No, I think we got something else, but I think he didn't mention it.
I don't remember.
Anyway,
Could
I'm
be.
not sure either.
I don't remember what I say like half the time. Well, most of the time. Like, I don't
That's
remember
fine.
what I said 5 minutes ago.
That's
Mood.
fine.
Let alone, like, in the very first or second session of this entire
Uh-huh.
campaign. This is technically session 5.
Mhm.
Anyway. You could roll, I guess.
By the way,
You
if someone else
specifically
wants
look-
to do the roll,
Yeah,
that's
if
good
somebody
too,
else wants to
because-
investigate, because Aurora has been doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I would also like to.
I want to say knowledge would be the role that could be made for this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Considering it's like picking up a magical, like, knowledge. Your knowledge of magical things, in this case.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's not much. You don't,
Can I try?
if you want to. You could also spend the hope to assist. No, wait, it happens before you roll, I think. Let me check.
Okay.
Like, you can help an ally, yeah, to add a d6 advantage die to their roll.
Well,
Alright,
then I'll
I could
just...
do that for you. I could do that for Wen.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty
Okay.
knowledgeable, you know.
Knowledge.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
That wasn't even with the d6.
Yeah, you didn't even use the d6, but yeah,
You can still use it if you want, but
you could. Let's see. Pup. You notice something in like the shadows to like this side of the stall. It's not quite that you notice something specific, it's more like you sense some lingering magic, I would say. It's
yeah.
Yeah, it's the closest thing I can use to describe. Like something like shadow magic.
Ring the bell over it, and I'm like, the bells are telling me. They're telling me there's magic here.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
just loud
Jingle bell,
ringing.
jingle bell.
We got a winner!
Jing-
That'd be
Jingle
so
Rock
annoying to
needs-
walk around
Jing-
with.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like the party at this even already at this point would be tuning out Wen in terms of just like the ringing. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's the same
Jingle
way.
Rock needs to be on Wen's character playlist.
Carol of the Bells.
I should make
Apparently
a.
also
I should make like a soundboard for Wen.
Hmm.
work.
It won't be annoying at all.
Oh my god.
Oh,
my
no,
first
now I
soundboard
remember-
when it gets hit.
Have any of you ever been to a Ren fair? Like out of character?
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
Can you
I still
imagine
have-
people
I mean,
walking around with like bells around their legs? Like
Oh,
strips
yeah.
with bells.
Yes, like
That.
jesters.
The jester bell things. Those people, you find a lot of them at Ren fairs.
I would
Which
think.
is... Yeah. Yeah. So... what was I going to say? Yeah, you feel like... something lingering magic in the shadows. But not quite... How should I put it? You can feel it, but there's nothing to see. You feel something as if your bell spirits are trying to tell you something.
I assume if I touch the shadows, nothing happens.
Indeed.
Okay. It's like, is there an invisible portal here or something?
Nope.
Oh.
You
Something
know
going
about
on with-
shadows, right? I'll say that to Aurora.
Well, there's some things about shadows, but I know I mean, are these regular shadows or are these like magical kind of
It's
shadows?
like just regular shadow from it's
Yeah.
like cast by the market stall,
Yeah.
basically. Just a
Yeah,
regular
this is-
shadow.
It's
Too
just,
normal for you?
This looks normal, as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
What did you sense here? Something
Just
magical?
residual magic.
Any particular kind?
Shadow.
Shadow magic.
Hmm.
I want to point out to Akikaze
That's
that
but that's like that's what I was just. I think I know where you're going with this.
yeah, okay. You are a
So-
rogue with the shadow subclass, so
Yep.
perhaps you know more.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and let me go ahead and I'll see if I know anything about the shadow.
Yeah.
Because I can already tell they're very in there with that. Let me see. What would I be rolling in this case? If I were to see if there's anything going on with it.
Let's
Knowledge?
see. Yeah, I want to say either knowledge or... No, let's go with knowledge.
And I will spend a hope to give him the help.
Yay! You can roll with advantage. Which means you get to
Well,
roll
let's-
with an additional d6.
All right, well, let's take a look.
Oh,
Oh, that's pretty good.
that's right. That's right.
That's nice. You...
Nice.
After Wenwen has told you about the shadow magic stuff that they feel, you do notice that you do notice that magic as well, and you feel something. You recognize this quote unquote magic, as far as you're able to use it as well.
Somebody's using that ability, huh?
Somebody can teleport through shadows.
That's ability. Which one?
So, I recognize this, as I'm able to do it myself. This is, somebody has the ability to go from shadow to shadow.
Well, that would explain the shady feeling.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Spirits are always right.
If they're going from shadow to shadow as well, they tend to appear out of sight when they come back up, so people would not notice something going missing out of suddenly somebody going into a shadow and just not reappearing.
All right. Well, in that case, where do we go from here? Do we follow a trail of shadows?
Trailing a trail of shadows might not be super helpful considering this allows you to go very far.
Oh, it does.
Does it require line of sight?
How far can you go?
Mhm. If I were to, for example, at the moment, use Dallas's shadow as an example, I could probably make it all the way to the shadow being cast by the building directly to our east.
Okay, so if the shadow was on this side of the building, then the next shadow would have to be.
Okay, well, that's not like, out of the
Yeah.
plane lengths of distance.
No, but it's fair, but it's a long enough distance where if somebody is not paying attention or somebody's not right there, they wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, that's not too far for us to maybe find another residue. Or magic residue.
I would not be
Could be.
certain as to exactly where they would have gone from here, but they have access to basically almost the entire town if they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably would want to be a place where it's not easy to spot them. Like the building on the south would have shadow, but that would be easy to see from the marketplace. Buildings to the east might be a bit more suitable. Bit of cover here. What do you think? Where would you try to jump in?
If I were trying to get away from a group as quickly as possible, I would probably try to go to, because I can see it from here, I'd assume, since I have direct line of sight.
Yeah.
I'd say the building as far out to the east as possible. But
Well, we
it also depends on where they're going from, because you're saying they went from this stall right here, correct?
Or that you did it. Can they do it twice?
It's possible to do it multiple times, but it is very taxing it's very taxing to do so.
Well, they could have popped in and out.
If I had
Said
to
there was no building, but-
if I had to take a
Right.
guess at the next move, I would say the building that is just north, the farthest north, right in the east section here. You know how I ping it, Yeah, that's right there. Is
Yeah.
where you guys have it.
Yeah.
You can also shift and then hold. At least I can do that. You mean this building? Not sure if you
That's
can
correct.
do the shift and then hold left mouse button to pen.
Yep. Okay.
Or...
Yep. Okay, that works. But yeah, so yeah, it would be this building here.
Should we check it out?
We can check it. We can. Let's go take a look. And if anything, we can get more information from the shadow being cast.
Potentially.
Good idea.
Won't let me walk. Let me walk.
Oh no. How
There you
dare
go.
you? Are you... Okay, there you are.
For some reason, I was pressing the button. I just wasn't doing it.
You having fun over there,
Alright.
Wally?
Yep.
What?
No, it's some fucking typing over here. Don't mind me. I
Okay.
was responding to a message I got. That's all.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how to word. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I think we're gonna end this session soon because I am still sick and my brain feels like it's slowly being replaced by...
Uh,
Yeah,
So
take care of
Aw.
yourself.
I will. I just went to
Yeah,
do
take
GM and
it
I'm not gonna leave you on this cliffhanger yet. But
All right,
just
we
as a
gotta
heads
figure-
up.
Okay, guys, we gotta figure it out as fast as possible.
Yeah, there's...
All right, we're gonna speed run Soulbound. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna speed
We
run
gotta put our
Soulbound.
minds to
Zona,
it.
yeah, Zona's gonna find a barrel and fucking pick it up while they're standing on it. It's just fucking glitch through the floor.
Your Gmod ran.
No!
Yeah, exactly.
My precious map! I mean, if you glitch through the floor, you will just end up in a fire dungeon again.
Oh yeah,
No.
that's true.
You just fall
You
into
gotta
a
go
hole.
out of
That's
the
true,
town
well.
first.
Anyway,
And what if you fall straight into that one big hole that you haven't explored yet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It'll
yeah.
lead to a whole
oh
slew of
yeah, the
problems.
giant.
Yeah, there's a whole
Two
lot of
electric
problems in this
boogaloo.
town. You're far from
Hmm.
finishing
They really need to
the
fix
Ember
the
Side arc
structural
yet.
integrity.
Yeah, what's going on with a town that has like 10 residents and 500 major problems?
You know, the major problems have to be somewhere.
I know.
You know, it's fine.
Just
So-
saying this is clearly a cursed place. Anyway,
Yeah, there must be something interesting here. Anyway, you are looking at the shadows again, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you roll again because there's a lot of stuff there.
It's like there's a lot of.
There's just you've rolled real well this session so far, so there's pretty good rolls. And you feel like there's something here. There's something in this shadow as well, like some similar vibes, some similar residual magic feeling. Though it's actually stronger than what you felt at the market stall. It's not much, but this shadow has been used more recently, so to say. Whether it's by the same person, you don't know. It could be not.
Mm,
You don't know how many
Recently.
people can shadow teleport in here.
Aki. This is you.
no, well, not me. Mm,
Or was that idea?
only thing
We-
feels stronger. Perhaps we should check out the farthest building at this point to see if there's anything going on with that.
Yeah.
See if it feels like it's more recent.
Okay. There you go over there. And the moment you, at least most of you all gather up over here, you hear a voice behind you.
Zona?
It's,
Huh?
yeah, the party moved again.
God damn it.
Yeah. You gotta
Don't
learn
blame
to
me.
pay
Tend to do
attention.
that.
I
Pay
am.
attention. Are you sure about it? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
You all just gather here and you suddenly hear a voice and you're like, what are you looking for? Like very curious, very bubbly, I wanna say, like the curious voice is like, what are you looking for?
Your
And
mom.
Dennis will turn around
my
and see who just said that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
rude. Okay, so first of
Rabbit.
all,
One would
out
never
of character,
say that.
I expected either a your mom or a these nuts joke, but you know,
Uh-huh.
It wasn't even done by the mere pole.
yeah. Anyway,
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
it's okay. You'll be forgiven.
When doesn't say that.
Okay.
Anyway,
The person you
so-
see standing there is Ellie, the fire primordial who gossiped her way into helping, well, who helped you with her local gossip knowledge earlier. Like, at least I think Aurora asked around and then, like, a few sessions ago, basically. She helped you by saying, like, oh yeah, there's this person who went missing and that person who went missing and that person.
Oh yeah.
And then she gossiped some more. Like, they are standing here. I don't have a token for them, but they're standing, like, somewhere near the road looking at you like, what are you doing?
Can we trust her?
I don't know. Can you trust her? Every town
Can
needs
I,
a local gossip girly.
I'll roll an insight. See if she
Okay.
seems like a doppelganger type.
Instinct.
Oh, that wasn't very good.
Uh,
That was not good.
she seems alright.
Guys, I think she seems alright.
She doesn't look
Good.
like she is, she doesn't look like she has harmful intentions. She mostly just
I mean,
looks curious. Like, you've been
Any
running all
indication
around
that-
town looking at shadows.
Any indication that she could use shadow magic?
She's a fire primordial. Most likely not.
That's a good
Alright.
point.
Ah.
She is a feminine presenting fire primordial with... I don't necessarily have art of her or visualization, but... How should I put it? Just imagine... I don't know. A feminine looking person with like a high fiery ponytail. It's like a ponytail, but instead of hair, it's fire. And...
Basically a hot girl.
I see.
Yeah, imagine the most stereotypical hot girl you can think of, but also she's on fire.
Uh-huh. This girl is on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
We're looking around for some mysterious stuff. Have you heard anything about someone who might be, I don't know, sneaking around, teleporting? We'd like to talk to them. Maybe hiding.
I don't know, but if you find more about them, I'd love to know about them.
I'm sure you would. Well, that's super helpful then.
Well, we'll just keep looking around a bit then. It's a very important person.
It's so interesting.
Super interesting.
Well, I'm not sure how much help I can be, but if you need anything, you know, you are like literally standing right next to my house, so
Ah,
Oh,
if you know where to find me.
all right. All right. Nice place. Nice place.
I mean, I'm guessing the house is probably this one over here.
Huh?
Or it's the one we're right next to.
It's this
Is the
one.
one next door or the one to the left? Oh, this one.
The
Literally the
directly
one we're right next to.
literally the
Oh,
one you're
okay.
right next to.
The one
You're
that I'm
all just
standing
gathered
inside
around the
slightly.
shadow of her house.
Mm-hmm.
But also I think with that, this is where we will end the session because my nose is getting
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, go
Alright.
get some eat, get some rest.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess yourself a sleep.
Yeah. So, once again, to my dear players, thank you for playing.
mhm.
And
Thank
to
you.
the viewers on Twitch, thank you for watching. And hopefully until next time, we will end our session
Yeah.
here. And hopefully next session will be a bit longer. But I'm sick, so you know. Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sick,
health
sick
comes first.
person.
It's all
So,
it's all good. Yeah, no,
Go get well.
health of the GM first.
yeah, I know. But I wanted the GM, so I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, so I'm gonna go to the ending soon screen and I'll see you all next time. Bye
See you then.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you
See y'all
then.
next Friday.
Goodbye.